Hello, welcome back on my channel here on a lovely evening session in Gatwick. We're currently logged on as Gatwick ground. We have still the typical British weather here. A little bit of traffic at the moment, so it's pretty calm. Last session I did talk about in the last video I did talk about the importance of a departure briefing, or to be more precise, the importance about them thinking about what could happen next. So the importance of the pre-planning of your flight. I would like to continue a little bit on this topic in this video. So just seeing that we have Gatwick Tower now in any amber. That's because the connection to the station is weak. But now it's good again. Perfect. Yeah, I want to talk about the importance, or continue a little bit about this topic of pre-planning, and of course the importance of doing the briefing part of the flight. So it's not only the let's say the fun part, just to fly from A to B and have the practical fly and push on or put the autopilot on, just let the aircraft go, and then deal with ATC. There's a lot of work behind it, and there's a reason why you have to do, or why it's legally required to do a proper flight planning before you even start the flight. And even during the flight, you need to do some checks and briefings, most importantly briefings, to conduct your flight safely. For example, during the pre-flight section of the flight, you do a pretty extensive briefing about the flight, or the flight rotation, depends on what kind of operation you're doing. And in this briefing, there will be a lot of talking about the flight, what can be expected. With a 324 taxi to holding point Alpha 3 runway 26 left via November and Alpha November. So in this kind of briefing, you're talking about the more general thing
Gatwick
about
ground,
this flight.
hello, SA1001 Heavy, stand 151, type A339 with information Echo, request IFR to Madrid.
FA 1001, Gatwick ground, hello. You are cleared Madrid, Knopf 1X for departures, walk 6330 and the QNH 1025.
Clear Madrid on the number 1 X-ray departure, squawk 6330, and QNH is 1025 hectopascals, SA 1001.
SA 1001, read back correct.
Ground, good afternoon, Shamrock 29 Hotel, holding short Tango.
Shamrock 29 Hotel, Gatwick ground. Hello, you can taxi Juliet, hold short of Papa, expect stand 2.
Juliet, hold short Papa, expect stand number 2, Shamrock 29 Hotel.
So the most general stuff. So where are we going today? What's the route? What's the NOTAMs? What's the weather about?
Direct for British Start Gate 1.
Nordic 5, Tango Papa, stand 1, push aside as approved, straight back.
British Start is approved, straight back for Nordic 5, Tango Papa.
About the weather, stuff like this. And then you basically do other stuff. And once you're in the aircraft, you do your, before you even start the engine, you do your departure briefing.
Gatwick ground, hello. Lufthansa 1, Juliet Alpha, radio check.
Station calling, get to ground, hello, video 4.
Thank you. Then Lufthansa 1, Juliet Alpha on parking stand 22, Airbus A320, information Echo on board, request IFR clearance to Frankfurt.
Lufthansa 1, Juliet Alpha, QNH 1025, cleared Frankfurt via the Frame 1 Mike departure, squawk 6465.
Cleared via the Rain 1 Mike departure, squawk 6465, QNH 1025, Lufthansa 1, Juliet Alpha.
Lufthansa 1, Juliet Alpha, read back correct.
Lufthansa 5 Delta Yankee, long ground, slow, radio check please.
5-1 Delta Yankee, Gatwick ground, hello, video 4.
Thank you.
So in the departure briefing, it's basically more extensive stuff about the departure. So
1 Echo Papa, like it's 26 left, cruising 08 left.
Ryanair 1 Echo Papa, Gatwick ground, hello, second right, Juliet, hold short of Romeo.
Taxi to Juliet and Romeo, Ryanair 1 Echo Papa. Can you repeat the stand, please?
Ryanair 1 Echo Papa, there was no stand given yet. You're still on the active runway, you need to vacate. There's traffic inbound. So a second right, Juliet, hold short of Romeo.
Roger. Ryanair 1 Echo Papa.
Yeah, this was exactly the case I was talking about in the last video about how the vacation procedure in Gatwick is or has to be done according to the charts, but a lot of pilots don't read that. So the correct way would be to vacate Fox Romeo, cross 26 right, 08 left, turn onto Juliet, and then hold there. Ah, that's funny. When I asked the aircraft when will he start the taxi, because he requested taxi like nearly 10 minutes ago.
Nordic 5, Tango Papa, ready for taxi.
Nordic 5, Tango Papa, Roger, taxi on point Mike 1, runway 26 left, via Zulu and Mike.
Taxi 7 point, Mike 1 via 26 left, via Zulu and Mike for Nordic 5, Tango Papa.
Shamrock 29 Hotel, give way to the Wizz Air A321, crossing left to right on November. Thereafter taxi stand 2 via Zulu.
Give way to the with the passing from left to right and taxi via Zulu to stand number 2, Shamrock 29 Hotel.
Gatwick ground, SA1001, I've just reconnected. Could you repeat my squawk code, please?
Squawk is 6330.
Squawk 6330, thank you. SA1001.
Nordic 5 Tango Papa amendment. You can taxi Whiskey and Alpha November Mike, holding point Mike 1.
Please say that again for Nordic 5 Tango Papa.
Nordic 5 Tango Papa, taxi via Whiskey, Alpha November and Mike, holding point Mike 1.
Taxi Whiskey Alpha November Mike and Mike 1 for Nordic 5 Tango Papa.
Good evening, this is Delta 53, request Alpha clearance to Dublin Airport with information Foxtrot.
First Nordic 5 Tango Papa, contact Gatwick Tower 124, decimal 230. Have a nice flight, bye bye.
Cause down 124, decimal 230. Have a nice evening, bye bye.
Delta 53, listen to the frequency that was not for use, remain on my frequency.
So sorry, my apologies. Delta 53 request Alpha clearance to Dublin. Question Foxtrot.
With a 324, contact Gateway Tower 124, decimal 230. Bye bye.
Contacting Gatwick Tower 124 decimal 230 and with 324. Bye bye.
Rainer 1 Echo Papa, taxi stand 10 via Juliet.
Taxi to 10 via Juliet, 1 Echo Papa.
EV8296 request IFR clearance to destination.
Easy 8296, I guess. Gatwick ground, hello, in sequence, call you. Delta 53 Gatwick.
Delta 53.
Delta 53 QH 1025, clear Dublin, Lambert 6 Mike, departures walk 2222.
We get information for Delta 53, please.
Delta 53, say again.
Read that transmission for Delta 53.
Okay, I will say again your transmission. Delta 5T cleared to Dublin, Lamburn 6 Mike departure, Squawk 2222 and the QNH 1025.
For the land for Mike departure, Squawk 2222 Delta 53.
Delta 5T, just to make sure it's a Lamburn 6 Mike departure.
London 6 Mike departure, Delta 53.
Delta 5T, correct.
Gatwick ground, Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha, parking 22, request pushback and start.
Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha, stand to 2, push and start approved, face to the east.
Push and start approved, face east. Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha.
Requesting Delta 53 requesting pushback, expect number 26
Delta 5-3, stay clear of Quebec, stand to 144 right, push and start approved, face to the right, face to the east.
Facing east, Delta 53, thank you.
Easy 8296 Gatwick. Easy 8296, I can see you filed to Cork, but unfortunately there's no flight plan route inserted, so please check your flight plan.
Let's check my flight.
Yeah. I think I stopped talking about the departure briefing. So departure briefing is basically a briefing that goes more into detail about the departure, as the name says.
10, engine off, departing passengers. Thank you for the service, sir. Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye-bye. So you're basically briefing about where you are, how much fuel is on board, then what's the departure runway, how do you get towards the departure runway, so your expected taxi route, if there are any hotspots on the way. So for example, a hotspot in Gatwick is, it's depicted in the charts, of course, so it's a hotspot. It's the curve of the Juliet. So if you follow Juliet from west to east in the area around Papa and November, it goes to the left, and if you would continue straight ahead, you would enter taxiway Juliet. So that might be a little bit confusing, and therefore there's a hotspot, and you brief these hotspots in detail if you cross one of these. Then of course,
For Delta 53, please requesting initial climb altitude.
Delta 53 initial climb 4,000 feet.
4,000 feet, Delta 53.
Gatwick ground, good evening, E75 Charlie Echo, vacated 267, taxi in Juliet.
Easy 75 Charlie Echo, Gatwick ground, hello, taxi stand 564 via Juliet Romeo Lima, Quebec Alpha.
Stand 564 via Juliet Romeo Lima, Quebec Alpha, E75 Charlie Echo.
So briefing, then you will continue with the runway, with the expected or already cleared departure runway. The length, if it's wet, or the conditions, if it's wet, damp, contaminated, stuff like this, aircraft performance. Then you continue with the departure route, either cleared or expected.
86 Echo Mike, information Fox Hamburg, request copy clearance to Geneva.
Top Swiss 86 Echo Mike, Gatwick ground, hello, clear Geneva via the Borgner 1X for departure, squawk 1251, QNH 1025.
Clear to destination via Borgner 1 X-ray, squawk 1251, Top Swiss 86 Echo Mike.
Top Swiss 86 Echo Mike, replay correct.
Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha, ready for taxi.
Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha, taxi to holding point at Mike 1, runway 26 left via Juliet and Mike.
Taxi holding point Mike 1, runway 26 left via Juliet and Mike. Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha.
Delta 5 requesting taxi to runway 26 left.
Delta 53, taxi to holding point Alpha 3, runway 26 left via Juliet, Papa, Alpha November.
Alpha 3 via Juliet, Papa, Alpha November.
Just to make sure it's Alpha 3.
Holding point Alpha 3, Delta 53.
So then comes the departure route, the SID, which you can, of course, plan the already cleared or expected departure route. That includes, of course, the complete routing, the complete depiction of the on the charts, initial climb altitude, any climb restrictions, either minimum climb gradient or the maximum altitude at specific waypoints, nav settings, stuff like this. And
Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha and Mike 1 ready for departure.
1 Juliet Alpha, over to Tower 124, Decimal 230, schönen Flug nach Frankfurt, ciao.
Tower on 124 230, Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha, ciao.
Delta 53, contact Gatwick Tower 124, Decimal 230, have a nice flight, bye bye. Delta 53, contact Gatwick Tower 124, Decimal 230, bye bye.
124 decimal 230, Delta 53, goodbye.
So after the normal part normal part of the flight of the departure has been briefed, then comes the safety briefing or takeoff safety briefing. So it depends on which with which airline you're flying or if you're operating privately. So the safety briefing shall include the minimum, the emergency procedures, or basically the safety procedures for the takeoff. So for example, for the takeoff or the safety procedure for smaller craft, it was include until when do I abort the takeoff, and for which reason. After liftoff, what are my contingency procedures in case of failures? That's basically it. And the more complex the aircraft will get, the more you have to brief in the safety briefing. For example, for single engine piston aircraft, it's more likely to be sufficient to say, okay, before rotation, abort takeoff for any reason. After rotation, if the runway is sufficient, we will re-land. If the runway is insufficient, maximum left right 30 degrees, no returns below 1,000 feet. If you know already that you have a limited selection of emergency fields, at the end of the runway in case of an engine failure. Then you can brief that as well if you know, okay, there's one field, there's another field. Basically, that's it for the single engine piston. For the multi-engine piston, for example, it's a little bit more complicated. You need to brief for the engine failures, so at which point you can continue your takeoff. When do you have enough power? So, for example, you can say something like, okay, after rotation, if the runway is insufficient and we are, for example, gear down or insufficient power below blue line, so whichever conditions you want to set there, you will do a forced landing, or if you are above this critical item, or if you have this critical item, for example, if you have the gear up and power sufficient, continue memory items, stay VMC, reland, runway 26 left if you're departing here, for example, in Gatwick. And then, of course, with the big aircraft, you have the V1 calculation. Then you have a company policy for 80 or 100 knots and which kind of failure you abort the takeoff. So yeah, the biggest difference there is for big aircraft, it might be safer to continue the takeoff after a specific speed, even for small or minor failure. So for example, if you have a minor failure in most of the modern aircraft, it won't even be shown during the takeoff run. So for example, in the Airbus, you have the takeoff inhibit. So any insignificant failure.
86 Echo Mike for request pullback.
Totsus 86 Echo Mike, stand 107, push and start is approved, face to the east.
Push and start facing east. Totsus 86 Echo Mike, thank you.
It will be not be shown in the takeoff run. So for small aircraft with the limited power, it's
Ground SA1001, stand 151, ready to push start.
SA1001, stand 151, push start approved, face to the east.
Stand 151, push and start approved, face east, SA1001.
For small aircraft, it's normally safer to abort the takeoff until your rotation speed. And if you have a long runway, it's even safer to just re-land the aircraft if you have some problem there, because you are pretty much power limited. For the single engine, of course, you have only one engine. If that stops, that's not good.
Easy 2847, radio check.
Easy 2847, Gatwick, hello, radio 4. See, 30 minutes has passed already, so I hope you enjoyed it today. If you did, please leave a like. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section. And until next time, stay safe and have a great time.